A wrap can keep you warm on a chilly night, giving the finishing touch to an evening dress, or add that perfect extra layer for a pulled-together look. Hi, I'm Eunny Jang, and on today's Knitting Daily, we're celebrating the wrap. We have ideas for unique lace stitches to maximize drape and two different edgings, one knitted, the other crocheted. We'll get started today with lace knitting tips, from choosing the right needles and creating lifelines to managing a basic eyelet pattern used in many lace wraps. Then the designer spotlight is on location. Kristen meets up with author Cheryl Thies, who offers a tutorial on dropping stitches to make a fringed edging on a knitted wrap. Next, it's the Crochet Corner with Kristen. She gives us another lesson in crochet motifs, this time with a triangular shape. She demonstrates a three-sided twist on the traditional granny square that fits together to make a geometric throw. Then in our how-to lesson, Kristen is putting on her knitwear designer cap to demonstrate a knitted wrap that has a unique reversible lace stitch pattern and bobble stitch edging. And finally, Zanti Ho joins me to wrap up the tabard vest knit-along. Her last demonstration focuses on picking up stitches for the collar, sides, and pocket trim to add those finishing touches to the project. So lace need not be intimidating for you. A lot of making lace easy for yourself is choosing the right materials. So the first thing is, let's take a look at some of the needles that you might want to use for lace. Over here, I've got some needles with very blunt tips and then two needles with pointier tips. Okay. With lace, you're doing a lot of manipulation of stitches, yarn overs, purling several stitches together, knitting several stitches together, and really something with a pointier tip like these or like these and with a long taper to them is going to be a little more friendly and make it easier to manipulate those stitches. Another thing to consider is what the needles are actually made out of. A needle that's a very slick metal, while it might be great for speed knitting by touch on plainer stitches or with texture stitches, isn't going to be so great for lace where you definitely don't want it to be easy for the stitches to pop off the needles. So something with a little more grab to it, like a natural wood or bamboo, with a little bit of a warmer, grabbier feel, or even a slightly textured metal. There are needles that are made out of plastic or out of ceramics. Any of these materials that have a little more grab and bite to them are going to be helpful to you in spreading those stitches out. So once you've got the right needles going, let's take a look at some actual lace stitches. Anybody who's knitted lace as a beginner knows that eyelets that yarn overs can get pretty unruly. If you take a look at my swatch here, I am working back on the wrong side row of a lace pattern that has lace patterning only on the right side, and you can see that things are a little bit out of order. I've got a yarn over stitch, and because that yarn over has no anchor at its bottom, it's just a big open loop, it likes to travel. My yarn over here is actually in front of, it comes before the next stitch on the needle, but it's traveled behind it, and you don't want to knit them out of order when you go to knit them. So as you're knitting your lace pieces on the wrong side rows, you always want to just periodically, just kind of give a tug on your pieces and manipulate them to make sure and just ensure that they're all in the right place. Okay, I've got another yarn over here that looks like it was in front and I just popped it off into the right area. So just give a little tug and make sure that everything looks good before you proceed. The next thing that I want to show you is how to manage large decreases together. This is a lace pattern that uses noops, which are really just a fancy kind of bobble, okay, a particular kind of bobble. They make these little textured areas. What we did was in the last right side row, we increased dramatically into one stitch, made 5 stitches out of one. And now we're going to decrease them away on the very next row on the wrong side. But everybody knows, or anybody who's tried to do this knows, managing a purl 5 together can be a little bit of a bear. I'm just going to work right up to the point of that purl 5 together. Now all of these stitches here, okay, I need to purl together into one. And I can do that if I insert my needle purlwise into every single one of them, okay, and then purl it through. Okay, you can do that, and that makes my noop on the front side. But, it's a little bit awkward, and depending on the needles, you might not have the ideal needle situation going. You just want to really make sure that you make it easy for yourself. So you should understand that, and here it's a purl 4 together. You should understand that, a purl 4 together, you can do the exact same thing by slipping, say, 2 stitches purlwise, purling 2 together, which is much more manageable, and then taking those slipped purl stitches and passing them over. That's really mechanically exactly the same effect that you're going to get. And it's literally, you know, the stitches will all be in exactly the same sequence. It's just a little bit easier to manage. And you can translate that to any large decrease like that. And the last thing that I want to show you is the concept of a lifeline. Okay. This will help you make sure that if you do make a mistake in your lace knitting, you can drop back down to a place before the mistake if you run a lifeline periodically. The other thing that it helps you do is to see what your gauge swatch in your lace knitting is going to look like. So I'm just threading a piece of waste yarn through some loops. And then when you go to block your gauge swatch, you can really stretch it out rather than cram it onto the needle. And I hope that that makes lace knitting a little more fun for you.